Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome. Welcome to this week's astrology forecast. So, this is the astrology forecast for April the 12th to the 18th, 2026, and this is fire rising. So, the story of the week. So, this week it's all about courage and new beginnings. The fire is starting to build within. You can feel that energy rising, you can feel the anticipation in the air. Your heart's clearing. A new cycle is about to happen and it's calling your name. So imagine standing at the edge of a trail that you've been waiting to walk. The path is open in front of you, the air's sharp, and your whole body is ready to go. It's that sense of anticipation. This is what this week is all about. You can feel it in the air. So, key transits of the month. So, we start the week off with Mars in Aries, where it's been now for a little while, and that will be active all week. Mars loves being in Aries. And then Mars, pretty much off the bat, meets up with Neptune in Aries, April the 13th. Then we have Mercury in Pisces still, sextiling Uranus in Taurus on the 14th of April. And then finally, Mercury moves direct into Aries on the 15th of April, right the way through to May the 3rd. Mars then in Aries sextiles Pluto on the 6th, in Aquarius on the 16th of April. And we also have the moon moving through Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, and finishing up in Taurus. The new moon then in Aries on April the 17th. And then we have the sun finalising its last few days in Aries before it moves into Taurus to start Taurus season. Mars in Aries. So this is all about courage, action, momentum. Mars loves being in Aries. It's at home in Aries. It gathers its bold, courageous energy and it takes those steps very quickly. Makes quick decisions, highly motivated. This is your warrior energy in action. It's very pure, direct, unstoppable. The baby energy of the zodiac, where it knows what it wants and it just goes for it and nothing is getting in its way. Mars meets Neptune in Aries on 13th of April. So this is your spiritual warrior energy, and it's motivated by what you believe to be right, or can be. Fighting for a just cause or the underdog. This is in its sort of highest expression, but it can also be confusing, not able to work things out completely, or we could take action on something and not understand all of the pieces of the puzzle. So it's a good time to sort of pause and reflect before being reactive to anything, although I know this might be easier said than done. Mercury in Pisces sextiling Uranus in Taurus on April the 14th. This is a very supportive aspect to find unique solutions to problems and to think outside of the box. Mercury in Pisces is not very linear and it doesn't always move in a straight line. So you might be more tapped into your intuition right now. And with Uranus in Taurus, you can have those sudden insights or downloads that just catch you off guard. And it's sort of building on that Mars Neptune energy from yesterday, where we've left the Pisces area of the zodiac, we're moving into Aries, but now we're getting this more dynamic, more direct hit. Mercury enters Aries on April the 15th through to May the 8th. This is an excellent time to speak up or to find courage in our words. Now that Mercury is fully direct and it's cleared its shadow from around about April the 8th, it's full blaze ahead now that it enters Aries. You know, it quite likes being in Aries. It's very direct with communication. And communication in general should feel a little bit easier right now. Watch out for a sharp tongue though, and sharp reactions. Mars in Aries sextiling Pluto in Aquarius on April the 16th. Mars is at home in Aries and it feels fully supported by the sextile to Pluto in Aquarius. Anything to do with the wider community and pushing a project forward in this energy will be well aspected. The energy is direct and transformational and very supportive. So on April the 17th, we have the new moon in Aries. This is the true beginning. It's fresh starts, new identity, clean slate. This new moon is the real astrological new year. It's the moment that the match is struck, everything is about to speed up, and time is going to be moving forward with a lot of zest and energy. Try not to react, but instead to check in before acting. So, the moon through the signs. So we start the week off with the moon in Aquarius, and it's got that detached energy as it moves into Pisces, which is about the emotional cleansing, letting go of those last remnants in that area. And then it moves into Aries, and it's all about that ignition. It's been sparked off big time, especially with all those planets lining up in Aries. And then it moves into Taurus, where we need to ground some of that energy with all that fire energy around. So the emotional arc for the week, it starts off with a bit of structure, release, rebirth, and then stability from Taurus. Weekly themes. So with all this Aries energy, it's all about courage, initiation, getting ahead, a little bit about emotional cleansing, new beginnings, momentum, but we need to ground that momentum. The air is full of fire energy at the moment, and there's not much grounding to that. So everything's going to move at a very fast speed, and it may feel a little bit overwhelming or disorientating at times. The week clears the past and it ignites the future. Okay, so how best to work with the energy this week? It's a really good week to take new steps, bold steps. Get rid of any last bits of emotional residue, let those go, and set your intentions on April the 17th with that new moon. Ground your energy right after the new moon. This is the week to begin again. There's no going back really after this week. Everything's reset and it's all full steam ahead. Weekly affirmations that are good to say this week. I'm ready for a new beginning. I move forward with courage. I release the past with ease, and I trust the fire that's within me, that divine energy, that spark that's pushing me forward. So, in summary, at the beginning of the week, it's good just to release anything that's left over from that Pisces area of the chart. Everything's going to ignite and begin this week, open the door to a brand new cycle. So, with that being said, I hope you all have an amazing week. The week is fairly full speed ahead for everybody, but I hope the energy is vibrant. It's good. You remain a bit grounded as much as possible. Next week, a lot of those planets that are in Aries are going to be making some aspects to Saturn. So this week, it's all about enjoying the free flow, everything direct, and putting your thoughts and plans into action. Have a good week, everyone. Much love, Maria.